Sorry, not
Don't mind
GF.
him. Don't mind him.
Want to be
His
GF.
girlfriend aside.
He's pouting.
And so we'll say it is officially nightfall, and Kit has refused to enter this building for some reason.
Yeah, she's taking her chances with the shadow creatures outside.
No shadow creatures.
Well, she doesn't know that fully.
True.
It's like, no, Elizana's lovely at night.
The stars are beautiful.
Issa would have made sure that Key and Alter made it to at least bedrooms. And were kind of bunked out, and Alter was not going to do anything too stupid before she just walks out the front of the building again. Just kind of like stands there, kind of arms crossed, looking around. Saveth beside her just looks towards Saveth. Don't suppose you could actually manage to sniff her out or anything. Don't imagine Saveth can actually do that, so Isel just starts wondering.
She just stares at you.
I don't think invisibility lasts that long though. Like an
No,
hour.
it does not.
Yeah, that's why
She
she's
thinks
just
she's invisible.
wandering. Spot eventually.
If it's nighttime, I mean, she's not like hiding, but she's not getting anywhere near the house. She's probably, let's see on the map. Let's see, where am I going to put her? There's a giant hole in the backyard. I'm assuming that's like a well, but we're not going to go there.
Oh no. Don't do it.
I've decided that's had enough.
You have too much to live for.
We'll say she's at a corner or something over here, whatever.
Okay.
It would not be necessarily sneaking around, but would just like come up until she spotted Kate and kind of pause, tilt her head.
When you do see her though, like she is like visibly shaking, and her eyes are solid black.
Holy shit.
Isol just kind of frowns. Kit, can you hear me?
She turns towards you, and there's like obvious like where tears have just like made like passed down her cheeks.
We'll slowly step closer. Oh. Kit, what's happened?
She is wanting to say, but she can't really get the words out. She's just like voice is trembling. She's just saying, "I'm not able to do this again."
She's not able to do it again?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just kind of slowly reach out and kind of take her elbow, give it a little squeeze. I think you might need to sit down.
She doesn't fight you. She sits down on the ground. And then she could. I can't go in there with the people and the children. I just more memories, and I can't deal with all of them right now.
Okay, memories of this place or of something else?
Continuing the stuff from before. Apparently, Callie, Carmen, and I adopted Enoch and Lisa. And something happened to Enoch, and
So we'll just kind of squeeze her arm again. Okay. Something particularly bad, it sounds like.
She just nods.
And seeing the kids here brought back that memory.
The memory happened first, and then the kids ran out. It was kind of the worst timing in the world.
Just a slow nod. Do you need to talk about it, perhaps?
You can tell that she is just not sure what she needs to do. Carmen had this test or some substance that she was going to test and do on herself. And everyone convinced her not to because she was the only one that knew how to, all the stuff. I'm not the creatures and the things or whatever that we were trying to learn about or whatever. And then Enoch decided that he was going to volunteer, and they did not let me know until it was already in process.
As Kit talks, Lisa will just kind of move from kind of crouching kind of in front of her to slowly sitting beside her. And Saveth will come over and just like put her head in her lap. Kind of bumping Kit.
Mm. I tried to break in the room, and the guards and Hallie were holding me back and would not let me in there to stop what was going on. I don't know exactly what was happening. I just know that he was in there and didn't come back out.
Do you think if you'd actually been able to go in that anything would have changed?
I don't know. I don't know. The thought that I would have stopped it regardless because they didn't tell me.
So is kind of quiet for a minute. See, she's thinking, maybe a little uncomfortable. Thinking. It's never particularly easy to be the one in charge of somebody else, feeling like you're responsible for them. Can't imagine what that would have felt like.
He was a kid. Like, how do you let someone do that? He didn't know what he was doing. He Carmen just let him.
He may not have known, but from the way everything sounds, even if you don't remember at all, Everyone was desperate. He probably thought he was just doing what he could to contribute.
She still shakes her head like that she's can't accept that someone would allow a kid to do something.
Isul just doesn't really respond to the head shaking. Just kind of looks over Kit for a second. Looks towards Saveth and then out towards the woods. And just kind of see her fidgeting a little bit with like the armor of one of her boots. She has not taken her armor off as of yet. Do you remember anything else around that time period? Or that event?
Hold on, let me check what I remember. I'm DMing you.
Must consult the amnesia logs.
Yeah, and the DM because I can't remember, and it's quicker to say.
That's in character.
For sure.
Method acting.
Praying to God, please. What was it again? I forgot.
She shakes her head. There's that was the main thing. There are other little things that led up to that, but that's the main.
Isul kind of nods. And she will just kind of offer her hand to Kit. Like, Isil doesn't know how to comfort with words very well. This is about the most she understands how to kind of do. And we'll just let out kind of a slow sigh.
Kit will take Isil's hand, and it's obviously still shaking with what you imagine is just like so much anger that it's either like hold it down or just blow up kind of thing.
I am not necessarily the most reassuring individual in the world. I'm fully aware of that, but those kids in there are not Enoch. And
you just see her whole like face just crumple, and she will put her face right into your shoulder and she just starts sobbing.
Isul's kind of like freezes for a moment before just like arm just kind of wraps around and will just kind of let her cry, kind of rubbing her back a little bit. I can't imagine what you're feeling. But you're not alone if you don't want to be. You don't have to isolate yourself.
You feel her nod against your shoulder. But she doesn't say anything other than, I can't.
It's all kind of give a nod herself. I understand. We can wait out here until they've gone off to bed. And we'll figure it out in the morning what to do then.
She nods.
Is there... I don't know. Do you just want to sit and kind of think, or... I don't know, I suppose I could try to think of some story. Has to have been at least something interesting that I can tell.
And you just, she kind of wipes her eyes. And she's just like, and the thing is that you know that Justin and Gerber knew this whole time.
And there's this little frown. Yes. I don't know what their thinking is by not telling you things. From the outside looking in, at the very least, the whole situation has seemed particularly cruel.
She nods. I can't imagine a reason why I was not warned of at least part of this.
Yeah. I don't know, perhaps they just wanted to try and keep you as a friend for as long as they could.
We need to leave here as quickly as we can.
And she'll kind of give Kit a little bit of a squeeze. Now, promise me you're not going to go off and do something stupid as soon as we get off of this island. I have enough grey hairs forming from my brow. I don't need you adding to it.
There'll be discussions, but I don't believe it will lead to something stupid unless they the stupidity.
She just kind of nods. Yeah, well, I know I'm not necessarily the smartest of the bunch, but if and when that time does come, you know, I will be by your side if you want me to.
And she nods. Please.
If you know that, I hope you know that if you have memories like this that hurt you, you don't have to run off on your own. You can tell us. Tell me.
This is just everything seems to be hitting everyone at once right now, so I didn't want to make things worse.
There's kind of a huff, and like her free hand will kind of go up and rub the back of her neck. Yes, but at least for me, I guess you could say that my inbred talent is to, I don't know, keep an eye on everyone.
She nods. I think I don't want anyone else to end up like that.
Well, you said it was all because Carmen had a test, correct?
Some sort of substance or something that I don't know what the details of are, but it had to have been something important enough that she was willing to test it on herself.
I mean, I don't think anybody in our clan, at the very least, is inclined towards such things, but, you know, we do know a few individuals that we've told about everything that might be. Now that you remember everything, just warn them off.
I mean, not just that, but I mean losing people that I care about. Generally.
And there's kind of this look of understanding, and Isul nods. You can see her like glance back towards the building. I can agree with that sentiment, if nothing else. But the only way that I knew how to keep anybody that I care about safe is keeping them close.
Oh, we need to get back to Silverus.
And Isul has not stopped looking at the building. Feel her just tense just a little bit. Oh god, hi Hazel. No, not my plate. And feel her just tense just a little bit, and there's a single nod. I don't think I would be wrong in saying that we are going to be running a marathon tomorrow.
I know that it's a rush to get back, but we can't, like you said, do stupid things.
And Isul will look back to Kit and kind of smile. And that does include you.
Unless any of them do something stupid, I won't do something stupid.
So another kind of little squeeze and a nod. I do need extra sets of eyes on those two. Goodness. Do need extra sets of eyes on those two. So, and she will just kind of like reach up and again kind of playfully like tweak Kit's ear like she did a long time ago.
You see that her eyes are starting to go back to their normal one gold and one silver.
And there's kind of a smile. Yeah, there we go. Do you know that when you're extremely upset, your eyes look different?
Hold on, I'll be right back. I've got a telephone call and somebody's being aggravated about it. Hold on.
Oh boy. I don't know if you guys could hear, but the dog was trying very, very hard to get me to play.
I did not.
Oh, we heard.
I heard the disgruntled snuff.
Mm-hmm. Of how
But I
dare
think
you not
is-
play.
Mm-hmm.
She ran the length of my bedroom about 5 times, growling.
Aw. I just heard jingles.
Dude, what is with pets and wanting immediately to interrupt roleplay?
Immediate.
Because they hear us start to actually do something and they're like, I want to participate.
I can help. It's
Okay.
my turn now.
With that said, we're gonna move to altar.
What? I thought
Oh, I thought you
Mandy-
guys just finished up.
No, you clearly were not paying attention, man.
Mandy
I
got a
was
phone
checking
call.
my notes for like the past 1 minute, so something might have gone over my head. And if that's the case, I apologize.
Mandy got a phone call.
Ah, okay.
I was gonna say like
I did
This
not. I
is-
did not hear that at all. No,
this is my demand.
I just heard it devolve into dog playing. Okay.
Mm.
Man, I got a phone call, so I started talking.
Mhm.
Soon, altar. Soon.
Jesus.
Alter, like, I assume, has been probably just piddling away in wherever the sleeping quarters
Yeah.
are, of whatever sleeping quarters are available.
Yeah.
Just scribbling in a notebook. Not really making anything, literally just scribbling absentmindedly.
Don't worry, I'll come harass you momentarily.
If you still can't get Kit in through the front door, she's gonna fucking message Alter and he's gonna open a window for her.
Yeah. Don't worry. No one's gonna do anything stupid. Saria is an A+ babysitter.
Opening
It's her
opening the
literal
window
job.
to sneak in is plan W of the twins' many plans.
I can't get this woman to come in normally because she's scared of running into the kids. She'll fucking carry her through the window. I don't know what would be better. The message to Alter of like, hey, open the window, or just Alter sitting in bed and all of a sudden looks towards the window because he hears a noise and it's just Isul flying outside tapping. Let me in.
The flying is what would, like, unnerve him more than anything. Hey bro, open up, I'm a fairy.
Hey. Alright.
God,
Oh. Maybe.
Hey, I don't remember what was last said because it was drama over food.
Isul just it's like noting that Kit's eyes were transitioning back, and she is kind of like very lightly was like, I don't know if you know, but your eyes look different when you're very upset.
I think it has to do with the whole shadow stuff that I was exposed to, probably.
Perhaps. does strike quite a interesting figure to walk around a corner and meet. Though this is better.
And you just see her like start rubbing her eyes to try to like make sure, like even though she can't see it.
She'll just like let her rub her eyes for a second before like kind of pulling her hands away. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
It's probably for the best if we don't mention it to everyone else yet until we probably get back home.
And Isul just nods. Oh, secrets are safe with me.
She nods. You can go in. I'll be, if you wanted to, like, give me a signal to let me know when everybody is going to bed or something. You don't have to sit out here with me.
And Isul just kind of looks back towards the building and then looks towards Kit. I don't mind sitting with you, you know that, right?
I know, but I know that your brother probably needs you too.
As much as I love my brother, I do think that he might just be willing to headbutt me during this particular mood. Don't know if you've been headbutted by an overall before. It's not fun.
Can't say that I have, but we all show what we, I don't know, like everyone has different things they do in their hurting.
Isul will just kind of stand up slowly. Would you let me try to get your mind off of this?
It just kind of looks up as Isul stands up and just kind of raises an eyebrow, like it's going to be very difficult.
Well, do you trust me?
And she nods.
She will hold out a hand.
Kit grabs her hand and stands up.
And she will essentially kind of move to pick Kit up. Just hang on tight.
Oh God, not this again, really? And she like just latch on like super tight because she remembers falling through the sky earlier.
And Isul will use her trances to get her wings and will just very slowly kind of ascend.
Less traumatic this way.
And once they are high enough to kind of see the land and probably see like the villages off in the distance because the lights of nighttime and everything, she'll just kind of stop and nod. Take a look.
This Kit did have her eyes closed this entire time. Kit will open up one eye and look, and then slowly open the other eye and look. And she still has a death grip on you, but it doesn't get tighter, so you know that it's not more scary than it already was. Yes, it's very beautiful. She just kind of like looks at you and then looks at the ground, just like, I hope the down is just as nice as the going up was. And she just kind of, if her tail starts to smooth out a little bit as she calms down. So this is definitely work to get my mind off of things.
There's just a little bit of that mischievous smirk that is probably seen more on Alter than Isul. And she'll just kind of shrug one shoulder. Now let's see if we can actually get you to calm down. I'm not going to draw
what?
you.
What? I know you won't mean to, but there are things that we don't know maybe live here or something that might, swoop and grasp us or
Kit.
something.
I have thrown my body in front of you to keep you from being hit more times than I can count at this point. I'm not going to drop you.
She nods. And she's still tense, but it's a little less. I'm trusting you then.
If I can trust you to keep me on my feet when we're in danger, you can trust me not to let you get hurt right now.
That's
Besides,
bliss.
very, very few things tend to come after me when I'm flying. Benefit of dragon wings.
They're very pretty. Your wings.
Just maybe little tiny bit of pride. And she will kind of look towards Kit and very clearly meet her eye. Why don't we... I am going to keep one arm around you very, very tightly, so you're not going to fall. And you're going to stand, essentially.
Mm.
Kind of shifting her from, being picked up bridal style almost to, actually standing, probably, on Isol's feet. As they're flying.
Okay. She'll do it, but she's definitely arms are just wrapped around your waist, just not there's no space in between the two.
Just hovering in the air, starts spinning just very slowly. See, not so bad.
Yeah, it's sort of okay. It's very far up though, but it's very nice. Tail wraps around Isul now.
There's a snicker. Oh, you really need to broaden your horizons in some ways. There's nothing wrong with heights.
Oh, that's perspective. For people that don't have wings, it kind of is scary.
Just grow wings, idiots.
The voice from the sky can be heard.
Is there a river or a stream or something close by?
Yeah, sure.
Issa will just kind of fly over, move over in that direction, and will lower down to where they're just 10, 15 feet above the water.
She actually starts to, as they're closer to the ground, she relaxes a bit and doesn't quite have a death grip on you, especially as you're toward the water, and she just actually starts looking at the surroundings and stuff and not so much making sure you're not going to let go.
Isul's grip on Kit is fucking iron tight.
Kit's was as well, but has started to loosen up a little bit.
And there's just kind of a considering look. She's kind of looking at the stream and the trees and everything. It is a shame that we have to run off so quickly. I think we are some of the first outsiders in this country in I don't even know how long.
Yeah, maybe if everything doesn't end back home, we could find a way to come back.
Isul just nods once. I'm the first clan that establishes relationships with this country. That'll put us on the map.
I'm not really sure like how things work here. Like I know that I can't get in touch with anyone, and so how does she just shakes her head and figure it all out later. She just goes back to enjoying the flight.
And Isul just nods again. Figuring everything out later, I feel like is our go-to plan these days.
What is it that you want to do? Like after all of the stuff is hopefully resolved.
And Isul just kind of shrugs. Well, I guess just get ourselves established as much as possible. Make sure nobody's after our heads if we can help it. Alto's got a place. Now there's Mori to take care of.
Well, if we end up saving the world, that would probably put everybody's name off of the shit list of other people, probably.
There's a little snort. That would definitely be the dream, I suppose.
We'll just have to make sure that happens then.
And so we'll kind of like look towards Kit and tilt her head slightly. And are you starting to figure out what you're wanting to do?
I know what I don't want to do. So I guess that's a good step in some direction.
Yeah, you know, two things that you don't want to do. You also don't want to go up in the air again.
You know, I like to hover, you know. I'm comfortable here at this level of altitude, which is like if you drop me, I might, scrape a knee or something.
Aren't cats supposed to land on their feet?
Oh man, if only.
There's another kind of snort.
Don't want to test it, like I might be okay, but it might not be okay. I'm probably I don't know. As far as scaredy cats go, we're right there.
You're not a scaredy cat. Not really. You've handled far worse.
Just the more that I am around everyone, the more scared I get. If that makes sense.
There's this kind of this considering and like sizing up for a moment. I suppose it does. The more you tend to like people, the more protective you become of them.
You see her kind of like nod and squeeze your hand. I just don't want anyone else to. Don't. I know that just being around you want to do the things and protect the people, but you don't do that to the point where Can't go through Enoch again, you know?
And Isul just. You see her open her mouth and then very slowly close her mouth, thinking better of a response. I can't necessarily make any promises. Because, like it or not, how things are working, it is my job to take care of all of you. But I will try my best.
And she nods, definitely thinking inside of her head that she's not going to let you do things anymore.
And there's a little bit of, again, a little bit of a teasing smirk. And besides, it's good knowing that you're back there. You always have something to help.
I can help some things.
You can help more than you know.
Mm.
Very few encounters that we've had thus far would have been anywhere near as easy or gone anywhere near as well as they have without you.
Mm. Well, that could be said with you. I'm definitely not going to rush in like you do. You're very brave. She just gets kind of like flushed a little bit, and then just changes the subject. But yeah, you know, everybody's doing great and doing things, and they're all doing awesome.
And there's a little nod, and Isul will kind of move them back towards the edge of the forest near the house and kind of land. 'Cause wings don't last for that long, unfortunately.
Don't try me.
A very careful landing. Kit lands on her feet.
Like that it wasn't as bad as, you know, the first time I experienced fly falling. This was nice. Thank you.
Well, there is a difference between flying and falling.
Yeah, one gravity really, you know, takes hold of you.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be better or worse, but eventually Saveth will be large enough to ride.
Hmm.
And,
Maybe I need some more practice first, you know? Like maybe we could do that again.
and Isul just kind of like pauses, and then there's a little nod. I think that would be nice. Although, maybe perhaps over our hometowns next time.
Hmm.
A home, in quotation marks.
Yeah, I think that would be nice too.
Do you think you're ready to go inside? I could probably make my brother open a window somewhere if you don't want to go through the front door.
Can we do that? Like, would that be weird?
Oh, I've asked far weirder things of him, and I know I've opened a window or two for him in his days.
Yeah, because, you know, I doubt they're in his room. Because he's, you know, big, scary, grumpy dude. So,
Yeah, in my experience, children seem drawn to the big, scary, grumpy ones, but no, if they were in his room, something would be burning already.
she nods. I don't know which one is his room, so I'll let you check the windows. I don't want to.
Isul just kind of like lead her around to the house until she can ping Alter to open a window.
Okay. But we're gonna rewind a little bit because now I get to harass Alter.
Whee!
Oh,
So after After dinner, you just kind of pouted and sulked your way to your room, scribbling. You don't know what on your page, just trying to let your feelings out when you hear a knock on your door. And by a knock on your door, I mean a knock on the communal door that just happens to have only you in it right now.
Yeah, like there's a noticeable delay in Alter saying anything because he's like, who would knock? Is it just one of the group? I don't know. But there's a hesitation, and then he'll just after a minute say, come in.
The door opens to Suzaku, who has brought a sake bottle.
Oh, he doesn't look disappointed in any way, right. He looks a little ashamed.
I thought you could use a
Hello.
drink.
I probably could.
She sits across from you. I don't know if you've had a lasagna and sake before, but it's quite invigorating. And she'll take a cup and she'll pour it and then hand it to you.
He'll take it and they take a couple of sips very tentatively at first, just to kind of test the water.
It is a
But
very rich palate.
mhm. He's not super picky about alcohol, so he takes it and like there's kind of a seesaw gesture as he kind of tilts his head back and forth, and he'll like, oh, this is fine, and then he'll drink it and do like the very like half-hearted toast gesture, just like to say silently thank you for
Mhm.
the drink.
Yeah. She turns and lays back against the bed where her back's against the headboard. I've lived for 5,000 years now. About 30 or so different lives. Loss never gets easier.
Like has the drink, he has it right up to his mouth, and he hesitates for a second, and then takes a sip, and just yeah, that is unfortunate to hear. That's really unfortunate. I'm sorry for however much you must have lost.
Oh, it's quite alright. Eventually, time does make things feel better. I know that's not what you want to hear, but if you can keep hold of yourself, then you can try to help others, right?
Nods a little bit.
Will you tell me about them?
Uh, well, I, uh, sure, I suppose. And he kind of scratches the back of his head. And he'll, he has the sake in one hand, scratches the back of his head with the other, and then reaches down with the book that he was kind of just nonsense scribbling in, and he'll flip to a few pages like back, just kind of thumbing through them, and it's a mix of sketches and like short little bits of like blurbs of writing, and he just stops on a random page and he will like kind of squint at it and think, I've never really thought about how I would talk to someone else about this person, but well, she's tall and long dark hair and bright golden eyes. She stands out in a crowd. And it's I don't know. I don't know a better word for her other than sharp, like razor sharp. And not in a bad way. She's just keen, I guess. Like a, and he'll gesture to, he's taken off his accoutrements, so he just gestures to the bedside and will hand wave to the weaponry down there, and he'll like a well-tempered blade. A person who has been honed, whether by things that life has thrown at them or by their own doing, but she's determined and clever. She's also, I feel a little awkward because this her name is Silverus, or well, that's how we met her, but her actual name is not that, and that's not even the name she likes to be called best. But I don't know. And there's he's kind of just staring into the middle distance as he talks and rambles.
Mhm.
And he'll flip to a different page in his notebook, and there is, it's not done. It is a very half-hearted, or not half-hearted, but very like rough, kind of scratchy, thumbed charcoal sketching of what appears to be a person mid-stride, like walking, and
Mhm.
the person is vaguely feminine figured and has long hair that has been shaded in. And he just holds on that page for a second and tilts his head a little bit. She walks with purpose. She doesn't just wander around, which is intimidating, but I admire it because I don't know, in a lot of ways, I like someone who has direction because I don't really have any. I just go by what needs to be done right away. I think I'm better at following than leading. But he shrugs. She just, if you had seen her, you would know that she just is driven in a way. Strong, but not in the boring way. And he just shrugs. Strong of
Well,
character.
there's no shame in wanting to follow somebody. A lot of people consider it a negative, but everyone in life follows something, whether it be an idea or a goal or another person. Some people have visions that we can't comprehend, but yet we're drawn to. It's nothing to be ashamed of. This woman seemed rather extraordinary.
She was.
What happened?
He closes his eyes and then, I don't fully know, but I saw, well, we, before we split ways with this person, there was a doorway to another place, and I fell through it, and a bunch of the rest of the group actually just followed suit, and we all came through, but not her, because she had her own family to protect. And I kind of dragged my family with me, whether they wanted it or not. But we split ways then, and I don't know what happened, but while I was in the other world, I saw someone cut her down.
I see. Do you blame yourself?
His eyes kind of dart around on the ground, kind of looking. I don't want to, but I do. I wish I could say that I wish I could say that I had wanted to stay and not lose all that time I had with this person. If I had been there, maybe things would have been different. Maybe they wouldn't have been different. Maybe we both would have died. But, well, I would have rather been there than to not. I can't see how it isn't my fault, at least in some way.
Well, I'm not going to tell you to not blame yourself. But regret is one of the worst fires that you get burned by. Part of what I teach up here is to understand that whether things happen for a reason or don't, and in the end, it is how you feel about yourself that matters the most. You need to try and find your inner sense of calm, of self, to better understand who it is that you are. A lot of people come here for training, for advice. They want to be reborn into something else because they leave those regrets behind. Or they can't, rather. People are often bound by those negative emotions. In fact, it consumes them given enough time. I've seen it happen again and again. What you have to understand is even if you blame yourself, it's not your fault. You couldn't have predicted the future. You couldn't have seen every little thing that happens. Even divination spells that tell you the future, those are just based off of calculations, predictions that the world gives off. The karmic cycle, if you were to believe that. In other words, you are always going to fall into that portal. Unless you made the active decision to not fall into it. Do you understand?
Scratches his head and takes another sip. Sort of, I think. It's not a failure of my. It's not a failure in itself that I wasn't there. Right?
That's exactly
That,
right.
basically.
I mean, there's a straight road that veers off to the right. You don't know which way you're going, so you're just going to go straight unless you make the active decision to turn right. It's just a different way that you can take, and everything else is predestined. what she's saying is that unless you actively go against the river's going to a destined spot, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can go against the river, but if you don't, you're just going to follow the flow, and you can't be blamed for that.
He nods. Maybe I can't be blamed for it, but I wish I could do it again. And maybe see what could have been. Or what would have been.
So does everybody. We all want to turn back the clock, but that's simply not possible. All we can left is the wonders of what if. It is a very cursed spell that you're trying to cast upon yourself. Would you like some more sake?
Well, a little bit more.
She leans in and pours you another cupful. Do you know what you're going to do now?
I only kind of do. I'm going to follow my sister, at the very least. And, well, I'm sorry about my outburst earlier.
Oh, it's quite all right. If you want, you could stay for a while and I could teach you. Teach you how to keep yourself cool, how to relax, how to feel the flow in things and let them go if you have nowhere else to go.
How would you teach me?
We can do a couple myriad things: combat training, spirituality training. I could help you awaken to your spiritual self, help you learn to feel the whims of the flow, as I like to call it. Get a sense of, I don't want to say belonging because I'm not a cult or anything like that, but, well, sorry, I found a sense of purpose and I took her in as a baby. And she grew up so cute. And she starts to gush about her for a little bit before she coughs. The point is, I teach everybody to respect each other, themselves, and the world around us to help find a sense of inner peace. And a lot of people need inner peace.
He closes his eyes and does a slow exhale, and he'll say, I suppose we're not in a rush anymore. It might benefit me to search for some guidance. Some guidance that I can at least look to on my own.
She nods. You can stay here as long as you wish. I think your friends are coming in closely. I don't know why they're coming around the back, but
And
I will give you some time with them. And she stands up and she puts the bottle next to your feet.
Hi.
There you are.
Yeah, I responded. I heard y'all, and then fucking
We didn't hear you. Yeah.
Discord is like in the loading pattern for me. I can't even see Discord right now.
Oh.
But yeah, no, there's as soon as he gets the ping, it's just like, brother, would you mind opening a window for us?
No hesitation. Like, gets up, opens the window, and then sees both of you. Sorry, what the hell are you doing out there? Why aren't you coming in the front?
Kit gets a piggyback ride as Easel just jumps into the window.
I don't like kids.
Oh, well, I can respect that.
Deposits Kit in the room.
Didn't want to, waiting for them to go to sleep so you don't get like snot on your pants or something.
They do tend to leak a lot of fluids. And he does like a gross finger wiggle.
Oh, it is absolutely the worst description I've ever heard.
Then he'll turn around and see the sake and his open book. And there's like a moment where he's like, oh, okay, cool, everything's back. Oh! Dive for the book.
It grabs the sake. Can I, have some of this? It's been a night.
Tackles, grabs the book, rolls off the bed, and then Kit takes the sake and he's like, help yourself. There's plenty to go around. It's a bit dry.
So just like watching this, eyes narrow slightly. Again. Seriously.
What gestures to Kit? Like, she doesn't count.
What? Huh? And she just sits on the floor and looks around for a cup, not finding anything. And she's like, well, if we have germs, I can fix it. And she just starts chugging it.
Oh, there's a spirit. And Issa will just kind of make sure Saveth gets back into the room and then close the window and kind of consider her options for a minute. Like, bed, Kit's on the floor, altar is also on the floor. And she'll shrug and just like crisscross on the ground. This is where we're at.
So, are we crunch for time? You think?
And Isul's like, very slowly looks at him. If I do remember correctly, you were wanting to rush off earlier.
I was, but well, he teeter-totters, like, does the weighing gesture with his hands, and then will reach over and snatch the bottle out of Kit's hands and take a sip, and then hand it back. Well, I talked to Susaku earlier, and well, she had informed me that, well, more or less offered an opportunity to train me, and it helped put, in a roundabout way, some things in perspective. And I think it might be good for me to learn what she has to offer. And before you say it, I did apologize for my outburst. I am an adult. And he crosses his arms.
Isul just kind of confused. I would think you would want to go check on Silverus.
There's like a kind of twist to his frown, and he says, I do want to check on her, but I also I I don't want to rush back just to receive the bad news that I know it's going to be.
Isul just shakes her head slightly. I don't know anything.
I can't show you what I saw, but it was very real. And maybe she made it through it, but I don't I don't think she did. The other thing is part of the training might be able to help me navigate that other space. And maybe I could help Key. Or maybe Key could study with me or something. But either way, I don't want to bog down any plans if we're in a dire need to hurry, but if we're not, this might be really good for me to do.
And you could tell Isul was listening very carefully. But you can see her jaw kind of working. Mouth not open, just the muscles tensing and relaxing. If what we saw in that space is real, then Mori needs us. He was
You
running
saw
from
Mori?
home, being shot at.
Oh, shit.
This is what you need, then I don't want to say no, but I can't choose between my brothers.
No, it wouldn't be right to make you choose. And if this is what if you saw Mori and he was alive, then
I think he was trying to bring you that stupid scabbard.
Alter just like puts a hand over his face in this sort of like baffled shame. Just of all the things. But God, shit. Maybe maybe I could ask Suzaku how long it would take. And in the time that it would take to train me and get what I need from it, maybe you all could visit the goddess here and make your way back. And then by then, maybe I would be able to traverse my way through the other world to get back to you.
Neither one of you have really had much occasion to see Isul look anxious, and she is looking anxious. Hear the slight scratching of one of her claws starting to work its way into the wood floor underneath her. I suppose at least asking wouldn't hurt. Kind of looks towards Kit in hopes that she has a thought or something. Have I disappeared again?
No,
No,
you're
we hear
you're
you.
still here.
No.
Ah,
Okay.
Mr.
Mr. Pan
Pants.
strikes.
the
How
pan.
dare he?
Yes,
Kind of.
basically.
Yeah. Alter wants to say Isul is nervous about it. Isul's also like, our little brother is like trying to get to us and we need to help him.
The child, save the child.
And trying to understand what Alter is suggesting, Joe, is that they go down to the village to talk to the goddess and then come back up to the orphanage to meet him.
Yes.
Okay.
So in that time, maybe Alter would have finished whatever Suzaku had planned. And maybe that they could have their cake and eat it too? Also, correct me if I'm wrong, Piper, but that part of the implication was that Alter would be able to navigate the other world slightly better, right?
She didn't advertise it, but it would be possible if you had better control of
Okay.
yourself.
Because I was thinking of like feeling the flow of the way of the world and like understanding stuff and whatever. I was like, I think that's what that means in
She didn't
part.
advertise that. She
Yeah.
wanted to help you become more like worldly and spiritual, but that would translate to better control over that
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. So
I am telling you, Joe, as a person, this would be a pause on your character to go with them, to stay with Suzaku. I mean, and we could revisit it, but you would be stepping out as Alter for a bit.
I am okay with that because I honestly think the offer of Suzaku to sort of give Alter a method, or not a method, but like a lesson in spiritual maturity, something that he's never really sat down and looked at. And that is, I think, catching him at a perfect conflux of moments where he's like, I am both in need of this and have supposedly potentially enough time to do this. And I think that it is right. Plus, I
Okay.
think it would be cool as fuck.
It would be cool as fuck. It would be a good later return in a heroic blaze of glory at some point down the line.
No chance. What?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Uh, the inner Isul feels sick.
I feel bad for Isul because everyone's abandoning her. Everyone except Kit.
It's not. It's sitting on the floor, looking at Alter, deciding to pick leveling up over his family. It's cool. It's cool.
It's not leveling up, Kit. It's way more emotional and meaningful than that.
It's
Okay.
called a spiritual journey.
So you're going to have to go on several more of them, the more people that die, I guess, you know?
Don't say that.
It's like, yeah, Isul just very, very anxious, very hard, trying to stomp down her instinctive reactions at the moment.
Alter will put a hand on Isul's, like, her shoulder, arm, and he will say, I know that you want to protect me, and you always have been there for me, but I think I need to do this. And, well, shit, we both know that you're going to be the better influence on Mori. And we also both know that if anyone could save him, it would be you. You're the most experienced person at saving dumb Orin brothers.
There is a very small attempt at a smile, but she looks kind of sick to her stomach, and she kind of shakes her head. You're always trying to lie to me about things. You're the one that ended up in jail. I haven't been able to save you from shit.
You were the one who saved me from it.
Took a year.
Well, yeah, everyone needs a little bit of prep time to pull off the big heist. I never blamed you for it. I was just happy to see you again. But If your vision is right and Mori is running, then wouldn't it make sense to go to him before he ends up in the situation that I was in? You're older and wiser now than you have ever been.
I'm supposed to be around to protect you too.
Is it really fair to put this on Isolde by herself there, you know?
Altered, like, flinches at that, and then looks down and, like, kind of towards his lap, and he'll say, "It's not fair. But something tells me that I must do this. That I have to. That if I don't do it now, a chance like this won't come up again." And the last time a chance slipped through my fingers, he just closes his eyes. I don't want to let something like that pass me by a second time.
It nods. With every choice, though, you have to be prepared for accepting consequences of what you're choosing.
He nods. I think this is me going against the tide in this case.
It kind of looks at Isul. The sake bow down. It is ultimately his choice, but this place does seem safer than some. I don't know.
Mm-mm. Isol's kind of very pointedly not looking at anybody. Just staring at the floor. You've always been the one that knows the direction to go. Can't tell you no if this is what you really think you need. Don't think getting you back from an entire country is going to be as easy as getting you out of a prison, though.
It might not be the same, but I mean, I'm older and wiser now too. I wouldn't suggest leaving your side if it wasn't something important.
And Isul just kind of She looks like she wants to say something, but has no idea how to say it.
It just passes the bottle over to Isul.
She just like takes it and looks at it for a second, and then just kind of shakes her head and puts it back on the ground. Promise me you'll come back.
Alter will slide over and like slide over so that his side is flush and touching his sister's side, and he'll lean over and like conk the side of his horn against part of her head, and he'll say, "I promise." I will fly as fast as I can to get back to you.
She will lean back against him and give a single nod. So if you ever go jumping through another portal first again, I'm going to personally kill you.
There's a little snort. He will look up to Kit and like very pointedly give her an eyebrow raise and say, "While I'm gone, you are going to be my sister's keeper."
She just kind of blushes a little. I had already been planning kind of on that.
Then if anything, if I hear anything negative about it, we will have to have some words, Kit.
I'm not scared of you.
Snorts again.
Even if you come back all enlightened, it's still, you.
I don't know how enlightened I would have to be to stop being me.
Kind of the point. But, I will also make sure that if something happens to you and Isul kills you, I will make sure to hide the body.
He just deep inhale, and then nods, and just goes, "I wouldn't expect anything less. It's only fair."
I mean, unless she wanted me to bring you back and then,
A little huff of something close to a laugh from Isul.
I wish you luck on your thing.
Thank you, Kit. And he will put a hand on, like, well, I imagine Kit's probably sitting a little far that it'd be too far to do, but he would reach a hand out and then, like, grab the sake bottle, take a sip, and then slide it towards Kit.
She takes it, nods, and kicks your foot with her foot if it can reach over there. Just don't be stupid.
No promises.
Okay, you can be stupid, just don't get, like, really stupid. Just a little stupid. Or reasonably stupid.
I will do my best to be only just the right amount of stupid.
Okay, then you're making that promise. And so if I hear that you've been, like, self-endangerment stupid, then we're going to have words.
If I stumble into a bag of magic beans, I am not going to do anything but destroy them.
Okay, I see. I mean, I wasn't going to, that
You
had
didn't
a lot.
have to say it.
Okay, just, yeah, no beans.
No beans, cross my heart.
Or any bean-shaped object. A bag of anything. Just leave it alone.
The absolute confusion is enough to cause Isul to kind of move and reboot her brain. Just looking between the two.
I guess you let the beans out of the bag. You tell her.
I'm not entirely sure I want to know.
Probably not. I mean, everything was fine. It all worked out, Oh, no big deal. Drink sake. Quickly. Do you need me to? I can leave. Maybe find somewhere that doesn't have any kids. You two can talk.
Isul will kind of look at Alter, and she's clearly still not happy. But she just kind of slowly shakes her head. No, it's fine. Mm. She will just kind of like... She's considering Alter for a moment and will kind of wrap an arm around him in a hug. Yes, there was a
Alter
reason
will
I
hug
gave you
back.
the Phoenix.
He'll hug back and then, like, put his chin in the top of on the top of Isil's head. Take care of Sebeth for me.
The way things are going, next time you see her, she might just be an adult. A few more time hijinks. Saveth just kind of like snort some like wispy white fire on the bed, just watching this.
Hmm.
And
If I end up taking that long and you become a big beast, you are in charge of keeping everyone safe. And he is pointing directly at Sebeth.
she will hop down off of the bed and kind of work her way around to squeezing into the middle of the hug, essentially. And Alter would get a very distinct emotion that is very clearly not his own. Of sad, but also kind of resolute.
Alter like tilts his head a little bit and gives Siveth a look and doesn't know what to make of that. Is a little confused.
She'll miss you too, brother. And Isul will kind of slowly stand up and maybe take a little longer than she needs to, like checking over herself before she kind of looks towards Kit and gives a little nod. Let's see about getting you a room here. One that's child-free.
He takes another sip of the bottle and then hands it over to Alter and stands up. Isul.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
It's so super cereal right now.
Very super cereal.
Okay, we'll take a 10-minute break. We'll resume in the morning. How's everybody doing?
So cereal! Oh my god, so many
This is
things.
good.
It's a good session for sure.
I would not have thought if I had been told like, yeah, you'll separate Alter from the group. I was like, after having been separated from fucking Silverus and that whole thing, no, he's not going to separate from the group. There's nothing that he would want more than to stay with the group for exactly that reason. That was a pretty good reason.
I didn't actually think you were gonna take up the offer, if I'm being wholly honest with you, but I'm about it.
No, I gotta figure out what I'm fucking do with Isul.
You have a kid. Kit's your new younger brother.
Go on more dates with kids.
Kid is the
She's
new
gonna
Isul.
be a fucking hot mess.
We are gonna have to talk soon about your new character, Joe.
Oh boy.
Fucking
And really soon,
anxiety,
because I know how long it
insomniac,
takes you.
just fucking Isul's gonna run into the ground.
Oh
Kid's
no.
probably going to be a drunk from now on, so we'll just be a pack of problems.
No.
You don't know
You're-
what she's been through. You are in here trying to level up.
No, it's more emotional than leveling up.
I'm just giving you.
Damn it,
Oh, my girlfriend's dead. It's time to go train. Sorry.
My girlfriend's dead, so I've become a monk.
That's right. It's like, time to steal the mind. These feelings must flee my body.
Fucking
But yeah, it's still cool. But I have to give you problems, even though it is something that is cool for your character.
okay. with Isul feeling very, very inadequate compared to everybody else.
I think she's the most adequate out of everyone.
Kit like contained a fucking world-ending apocalypse by maybe supposedly sheer willpower.
Okay,
Have an
but since
enlightened
then,
brother, a fucking princess, a like
but you have an
descendant
armor.
of a bloodline that can just fucking realm hop. She's like, over here, I got a stick.
You
A
got the
stick with a
armor,
pin in
you
it.
know.
But you like your stick. Good
But you
stick.
have that armor too. You've been chosen as one of the final 12.
That's true. You are going to decide the fate of the universe.
Which she still thinks was a bad idea and routinely wants to chop that arm off.
It wouldn't fix anything.
She doesn't know it until she tries.
True.
Oh, you're one of the chosen.
We'll stick that
You're
arm back
supposed
on
to
in.
keep your arm, not chop it off.
Mhm.
I'm back.
How are you doing, Amy? I'm sorry we haven't really roleplayed with you much.
You know what? It's fine. I'm eating metaphorical popcorn here. Join me in temporary character hell, Joe.
This is going to be a lot more permanent than your character.
Oh,
Oh no!
What have you done?
To be fair, Aldershot has to talk about how long it'd be. Suzaku like, "Hey, this training will take a year."
It's like 30 years. Of
Her
our
exact
time.
answer is, it will take a while. You're ready when you're ready.
Oh no!
She's not going to
Walter's
put a
gonna
date
come
on
back
it.
to a bunch of grandmas.
Yeah.
No, it's more like he's
no.
gonna show up to you guys and he's gonna be like 30 in his 30s.
Oh
We're gonna be
no!
like 60s.
He's gonna be like pushing 40, and we're all still in our mid-20s.
That would be
Well, I thought time passed
big sad.
for other side longer. Or wait, no,
There is
you're
no
right.
variable. I can have him show
Ah.
up exactly when I want him to. At
Gotcha.
exactly whatever age.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I'll come back without altar. It's gonna be very interesting.
Even-
if it
even-
takes
I
too
don't-
fucking long, that's gonna be a different type of problem.
Ugh.
I don't want
will
him to
go
be so
drown
much
herself
older
in
than
an ocean
Isul.
trying to get to this fucking island.
There needs to be a way to send letters or something. Send like the little Mars rover through the portal with a note for Alter and be like, it's been a while. You need to send a letter to your sister. It's been 30 years. What are you doing?
Oh boy.
Isul's worried about Mori, but as soon as Mori is found safe, guess what? The attention shifts back to Alter.
It's been like a
Congratulations,
roller
Pepper.
coaster.
Your alternate realm thing is about to replace all of the characters.
I will claim them one by one. Break it and make it anew.
Jesus Christ!
It's been some heavy stuff lately. Woof.
So serial.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I think Silverus is dead. Oh no, my adoptive son, I remember him sacrificing himself to do something. Oh, cute date. Oh no, Silverus is dead, so I'm going to stay here and train for who knows how long. Everybody's like, oh Jesus.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
I'm just here oh my god, they have so much in common. I should have expected this.
That is true, actually. They are doing very similar things right now.
Now I'm having to consider what the fuck Isul's reaction is going to be to seeing Silverus alive.
Yeah.
Oh
knowing
no.
that
Mhm.
Alter stayed because he was upset about Silverus maybe being dead.
I'm also thinking about Silver's reaction when they're all back and Alter isn't.
Yep. Yep. I'm thinking about that.
Cool.
Oh,
Silverus
boy.
and Isul are about to kill each other.
It's like, what do you mean you didn't bring him?
What do you mean you're not dead? He didn't come because you were dead.
Fuck it, you guys aren't dead either, apparently.
Well, we can fix that.
Oh no.
Enough the party killed each other. The end.
New campaign.
New campaign.
The day is saved.
Alter comes
Hey.
back. Look what I can do, guys. Hey. Where are you?
I was gone for like 5 minutes my time.
Like, it's been 3 months.
Get you 4 years.
Isul and her weird, twisted, warped perception of things. It's a good, strong chance she's gonna blame Silverus.
What?
Iris is pretty
Oh.
sad she missed this session.
It's just like, why the fuck would she blame Silver? It's like, okay, fine. You want me to be dead? Is that what you fucking want?
Yes.
Jesus
It's really
Christ.
like, oh
Okay, back to the role playing on that positive note.
Jesus
Died
Christ.
by getting stabbed by a spear or some shit. We're just gonna replay that.
It was a very eventful night, but eventually, morning doth come, and breakfast is ready.
Does Kit actually come down to breakfast?
Not for being dramatic, just because there's probably kids down there.
Facts.
When Kit doesn't show up to breakfast, Alter's like, hey, she must really not like kids.
And Isul just kind of. I imagine it was something of an awkward night in the twins' shared room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Isul's just like. You see her like open her mouth to quip and then close her mouth. And just kind of not even paying much attention to her food at the moment. She's got a lot on her mind.
Oh.
Well, sorry, I was going to slide everyone. Slide you guys 3 bowls of food. Like all the other foods, I'm just imagining the fucking porridge with the smiley face, eggs and bacon from Mulan,
Mhm. Mhm.
which is what all the kids got, and so the twins got 3 adult portions, but it's stylized the same way.
I managed to contact a caravan that will be passing through the area. So once you head down the mountain, you should be able to receive you. At least I can know.
And what are the chances that the goddess can actually get us out of here?
There's a short pause. I'm sure she will allow you. Either take you there herself or show you to a place where you can. It'll be her decision.
So kind of nod. suppose I should thank you for the hospitality.
It's my pleasure. I'm always happy to receive guests.
Miss Suzaku,
Yes?
in regards to the offer you proposed to me,
Mm-hmm.
would it be possible to finish it if they were to make this trip and come back?
I very much doubt that. This is something that you simply cannot rush. Impatience will actually make it far worse for you.
Is there, and he looks at Isul and then looks back to Suzaku. Any sort of idea as to how long this would take?
That depends on you, on how you accept them and how you grow with it. I can't put a time frame on that.
Alter will look to Ethul and he'll say, I don't want to leave you for longer than I don't want to leave you for too long.
And Isul just kind of closes her eyes and takes her breath and shakes her head. I always knew you were supposed to be something more, brother. You were going to grow to a point where I wasn't going to be able to help you anymore. If this is that time, then I can't be in the way of that.
Suzaku kind of goes up the stairs.
Is Saria still there?
Yeah, she lives here.
Okay. Then Alter will, he has this very clear, awkward discomfort, and he'll look to Saria and say, have you trained with her at all? With Suzaku?
Yeah, well, she practically raised me, and she trained me after that.
Then this might sound... this might be a difficult question, but how long did your training take? Do you know?
How old am I?
That's a fucking...
Who says your training's over?
Yeah, well, it's really on and off, you know? I still work here, live here, and help take care of the orphanage and all the kids, so my training's not exactly done. I can still hold my own, but it's not as if I'm a master. Not as if I'm a master. It's more on and off. It's less dedicated training time and more so while I'm living here and helping out, I'm getting training along the way when we can fit it in.
And you would also know, sorry, there are people who come to just dedicate their training to what Suzaku has to teach them. Yeah.
Unless you plan on doing what I'm doing, which is to stay here and help out and not just do training, it should go a lot faster, hopefully.
I
Just don't get
definitely
distracted like I do.
no. Well, no offense to you in any way, but I'm not planning on staying. Not by any means.
No offense. But just don't get distracted by other things and just focus on your training, and it'll be over before you know it. And also, you're not, trapped here. You could leave. She's not going to tie you down.
You can
Unless
hear
you
it
do
coming
something
down the
really.
stairs.
Yeah.
I only tie those down that break things. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say, unless you break something, then she'll tie you down until you fix it.
You can see that she has come downstairs with what appears to be a small brown box in her hands. And she looks at all of you with just the slightest of smirks at her comment to sorry. And she'll go over to Isul and she'll hold out her hand as if she wants to take your hand for something.
And Isol's kind of she's very clearly in the mood. And we'll just kind of like stare at the hand for a moment and then slowly hold hers out.
She will open the box, and in it is a necklace with a red phoenix feather in it. And she will place it on your hand, and then holding you by the wrist, she will take Alter's hand and put it on top of it. All right, you two, I want you to think about each other. Put all of your feelings about yourself, whether it be how you feel about your sibling, anything like that, and just focus on them for a little bit.
Oh,
Motive.
Alter does. So there's a not only this, but there is a very distinct sensation of like guilt that he is leaving his sister. But he does focus on the positive aspects of his sister.
Isul will do the same.
So as you do that, you can notice there's like golden light seeping out from your hands. And when she removes Alter's hands, the phoenix feather has ignited into a solid gold, like flaming feather, and then she'll hand it to you, Isul. This is connected to your brother's life force. If it turns pitch black, that means he's no longer with us. But if he's alive, that will continue to glow. Consider it assurance that he's okay.
There is again a little bit of Isul turning kind of green at the idea of him dying. But she kind of wraps her fingers around the feather and nods. Thank you, I suppose.
She nods. She'll go back and sit down.
Alter looks at the feather, and there's just he forces himself to smile at it. You don't. Well, I don't think I ever properly said thank you for letting me go. So thank you.
She's kind of like slowly puts on the necklace, kind of staring at it for a moment before she looks Alter over. Like I said, I always knew something like this might happen. Not even might. It would. Whether it be with the family or otherwise, you were always the one with the most potential. Somebody just needed to see it.
That's why I was glad to have you around. Plus, talk about potential. He points to your arm and just goes, "You're the one who was nominated to help save the world."
She kind of looks towards the markings, and there's just a very clear kind of curl to her lip and kind of twist in her face of almost disdain. Yes, well, we'll all live to regret that one.
Well, I'm glad to see you're positive about it at the very least. If we live to regret it, then I'll meet you at the bar.
I'll make sure to keep a seat for you then.
And where is Kit? Is she still hiding?
And Isil just kind of snorts. I don't think she's going to be coming out until we leave.
Alter looks at the sister and raises an eyebrow like, that bad?
There's a little nod.
Strange. Well,
I'm not going to say goodbye if that's what you're looking for.
it's not goodbye. What is it? It's see you later. And maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll finish up very soon.
I suppose our luck does have to turn around at some point. And Issa will just kind of reach out and take Alter's hand and kind of give it a squeeze.
I'll squeeze her hand back. I'll be back before you know it.
Do try to take care of yourself during all of this.
I will.
And Isul will just kind of lean against him for a second and then get up. And she's just going to walk out.
Alter will cry up the stairs. Get outside! Come on! You are on sister duty. ASAP.
The kids there or no? Never mind. And she just goes invisible. And well, before she does that, she gives Alter a hug and like, "You promised." And then she goes invisible and runs down the stairs and quickly out the door before the kids can find her.
Take care on your travels, young Keter. I hope you feel better later.
And Sari is going with them?
Someone's got to guide you.
Yeah, someone's got to guide you.
Then
She's
Alter
gonna-
will... Yeah, he's going to look at Saria as like everyone's getting ready to go. And he is going to put a hand like on Saria's shoulder. I am sorry for my outburst. I apologized to Suzaku privately. I hope... Well... I hope that it wasn't too much dealing with me.
Well, you are a bit of an asshole.
It just does like the... Well, yep. That's... I get that a lot. But I'm
sure
getting
you're
better.
nice. I'm sure you are. I can't exactly understand what you're going through. But I do wish you the best, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that this group gets there safe and sound.
Thank you. That
And
is all that I ask.
Right. And she like puts a hand on his shoulder, like claps a hand on his shoulders, like, don't stress too much about the training. Just focus on yourself and what you want to achieve, and you're gonna do it.
He nods. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I'll try to.
Mm-hmm. If I could offer some advice.
He just raises an eyebrow.
Don't try to sass her after dinner time.
The...
You don't want to know? I have suffered, so you don't have to. Take my words of wisdom.
Duly noted. And he looks a little bit more nervous.
If you
But he
want,
does listen.
you want to escape from the kiddos, they're going to be very curious about you, especially now that they know that you're stuck with them.
Shark infested water.
You can use my room. It does have a lock on it. They know better than to go through my things. I She like whispers in, I might have convinced them it was haunted, so every couple weeks make spooky sounds at night to make sure they don't get any ideas.
He nods, just like, oh, it's clever. I would have never thought to do that.
When you live with kids and you work with them all day, you learn little tricks of the trade. But
Ugh.
you're gonna do fine. You're gonna do good. I know it. But again, take my word of wisdom to heart.
I will do just that. Thank
She
you.
like nods, gives him another clap on the shoulder. All right. Well, it's nice meeting you. For the
Yes. And
most part.
do excuse my sister. She's also going through a lot. And I'm certainly not helping it any.
Well, you seem to be going through a lot.
He shrugs kind of awkwardly, like, there's a lot of shit going on. So, yes.
Well, I feel sorry for you.
Don't be. But thank you for guiding us. Or them.
Well, what's the point of having someone like me around if I can't guide the newbies?
Okay. Would you guys like to end here? Or caravan time?
I'm okay with whatever.
What do you
Fucking
guys
of
want?
course you are. You're out of it now.
And I'm like, this just started for me. But I'm also
That's
fine if
okay.
you guys want to end it here.
I'm fine with continuing on because we got a journey. In that next session, we could probably finish up and get you guys home.
I
Journey.
kind of want to wait for Iris since there's a
Yeah.
lot that has happened.
Mm-hmm. So we can end it here and then wait for Iris.
Okay.
And it's also ending it before Mandy inevitably gets
True.
yanked
I was
away.
thinking, I was like, I probably got 30 minutes tops, y'all.
I was like, she hasn't gone away to put shorts to bed
Mm-hmm.
Soon.
yet.
Yes,
Mhm.
I was